Hi guys, here's Lapis Rabbit, and today I'm going to do another reaction of Warhammer 40K. Today's video is about the Bloody Angels lore. This is from Baldermort'sGuidetoWarhammer. Hope I said the name right. I'm really sorry if I said that wrong. And I decided to do the Blood Angels because I love vampires. Really love Vampire the Masquerade lore, everything about the Vampire the Masquerade. So I decided to was vampires in Warhammer, so why not to react about it? And yeah, if you have a faction, if I want to react, so tell me in the commentaries. Uh, this video is not a substitute for the original video, so please going and give a like to the original video. And if you wanna see this video, no pauses, no interruptions, no commentaries, please go to the original video. I will put here in the description of this video the original link and the link to Baldermort'sGuidetoWarhammer, so you can go to his channel too and enjoy his videos. And if you want me to have another video to react, so yeah, put in the commentaries and I will do it. I need to say before I started, I am not English not my first language, so mistakes will be made. I'm really sorry about that, and I really hope if I say something wrong, or if I say a word wrong or a sentence wrong, you can explain me in the commentaries. And if I say something too low or too fast, you can ask me, I don't understand what you say in this part, and maybe I will try to explain what I said the better I can. I'm really sorry if that happened. Sometimes I think I say the things right, but in the reality it's not. I speak too fast or too low, and I don't notice that. So I'm really sorry about that. Really sorry, but I learning. I swear I learning. I'm going to improve. And yeah, Blood Angels, the vampire of the Warhammer 40K. Is that what I understand? Oh, that's important. If your first video here, I'm not I don't know a lot about Warhammer 40K. I am learning Warhammer 40K, and because I do this reaction, so I can understand a little more about Warhammer, the universe, the factions. So yeah, I do a couple of videos about Warhammer. I have always have questions, so and a lot of people help me answer them, and I really happy about that. So thank you everyone who put in the commentaries the answers. And again, I knew going to ask a lot of questions, so please be patient with me. And yeah, I think let's start. I already said a lot of things. Okay, let's start. Yeah.
We are beings of anger. We were designed this way, forged this way, by our history, our lineage, by the choice of others.
I understand this. Some people said these skulls are human skulls for people who die, and then they start to use them like a computer, something like that, right? If I think that's right? But I forgot the name of this. Is skull service? Oh, I don't know. But why they do? Why? Because I know the technology is not that great. So what the skulls do exactly? Sorry, I already started to do a lot of questions. But yeah, this video is gonna be that. So yeah, gonna be a long video.
We are beings of anger. We were designed this way,
Hmm.
forged this way, by our history, our lineage, by the choice of others, by the will of the Emperor, with the agreement of his son, the angel, our father. For anger is necessary,
Sorry.
and we have so many layers, built one upon the other, stacked like bricks to form a mighty tower of our rage, our fury. It starts at our birth and continues to grow more calcified with each year, each stage.
If I understand right, every space marine is training from their childhood, right? Since they are kids, they are training and they are modified from that. Since they are kids, they start to have modifications in their body, so they become a space marine. If I understand that right, I don't know if it's.
It is our armor, and it is our spur.
This
It is our
armor
weapon,
really cool.
and it is our curse. Sometimes I remember the tapestry of my life, intertwined in ways that did not happen, could not happen. My dreams are a struggle sometimes. At others they are a clear pathway, a straight road, but always vivid and potent. I find it difficult to sleep outside my sarcophagus. I find it impossible not to dream when within it. I am not strange amongst my kind in this.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, right. I heard. Wait, sorry a minute. Sorry, a little water because my throat right is hurt for yet because the the sickness. I was sick. Okay, let's do it again. Let's start again. They sleeping in a coffin, right? That is why the people said to me they sleep in a coffin. So he just only sleep in a coffin. That's what they said here. And this part, what is this monologue? Is from a book? Oh no, it's just a monologue for the game. And Baldermort just said.
This regard. This harkens back to the first time, of course. For us, it all begins in the sarcophagus. Our new bodies, our new lives, our new dreams, our new duty. For I am a son of Sanguinius, and his blood flows through my veins. I am an Astartes of the Blood Angels. My dreams often take me back to that moment, the moment I knew I would be a Blood Angel, or that I would die trying to become one.
Okay.
The moment my brother died.
Oh.
It all happened so quickly. We were stood atop one of the many crags of our red world, up high to see our prey. Alas, as I leaned forward, I slipped. I should have plunged to my death, down into the red sands hundreds of meters below. Instead, Lucas' face passed mine, as he leapt and grabbed at me and hauled me back to safety. But in this he overbalanced, teetering at the edge on his tiptoes before failing his battle with gravity and plunging over the edge himself. I scrabbled forward only to watch his face get smaller as his arms fumbled in the air. But he did not thrash. His face was...
So this monologue is for a specific space marine. I understand now. It's from the story of this specific space marine.
Almost calm, placid. He made a choice, but he was at peace with his decision. It was Lucas' wish, always his greatest dream, to be one of the Sky Warriors. He would not go a day without proclaiming it. So bold was he that soon none doubted it. The day of his sacrifice. was the day the sky chariots proclaimed the time of challenge had come.
Mm.
Then the pilgrimages to Angel's Fall would begin. The irony. I told my father of the events of the day, and packed only that which I would need to travel the Rad Deserts to Angel's Fall.
Mm.
My mother was silent. My father merely nodded his agreement. The dream had to be made real if Luca's memory was to be upheld. He understood. Despite me only being a boy, he understood.
So this character, he decided to himself go to the blood, the blood angels, so he can become one of them. Okay.
Those days were hard. I was scrawny, yet strong, but burned and blackened by the sun and the sand. I was only barely recognizable as human then.
Mm.
The trials were unlike anything I had ever experienced. So bloody, so brutal, so uncompromising. A mere 50 of us were chosen, out of all of the hundreds who came, of those who survived those bloody days. But the fire of Luca was with me. I had somehow caught it when he grabbed me.
Oh, that is sanguineous. For one moment I thought this was the Emperor, but no, this is sanguineous, right? Maybe I need to learn a little more about sanguineous to do a reaction video about the Lord of Sanguineous. I don't know if this video is going to get deep in this lore. Yeah,
when
I continue.
Saved me,
Mm-hmm.
his fire passed to me. His anger joined my own, and it burned all at which we threw it. It is how we passed the trials against those larger or faster, those older or stronger. We beat them down with our joined rage. More and more trials and tests continued within the fortress of the Blood Angels. We were all agog at the magic of the chapter then, being little more than feral nomadic plains people. But we were not given time to ponder. The training was intense and often deadly.
Yeah.
All the while we, the denizens of Baal, were small and often misshapen,
Wait,
pocked.
wait, you say 100 kids go to the training, but just 15, right? Of them pass to that. Wow. Wow. I mean, imagine, I don't know.
Or affected by the
He say his father just when he decided to go, his father just not like yes, and his mother was in shock. So yeah, I suppose that is why they know maybe my son don't come back. That is tough, rough. Oh, sorry. That's difficult. Yeah, better say that. That is a difficult choice to do. Okay.
horrors of existence on Baal. Yet the trainers were all statuesque, chiseled demigods who seemed like animated marble masterpieces. They were so noble of bearing, so handsome, so perfect. None of us aspirants could understand how we would turn into things such as they. But eventually we learned. The final stage that triggered our gene seed would be the last and most daunting trial. For we would all be injected with the blood of the Primarch Sanguinius, and then placed in life-supporting sarcophagi for a full year to permit the change to take effect. As stated, I was scrawny and misshapen, as were we all, so you can imagine the changes were drastic, took time, and were excruciating.
Wait, let me back here. I will go back, guys. So, yeah, back.
And then placed in life-supporting sarcophagi for a full year to permit the change to take effect. As stated, I was scrawny and misshapen, as were we all, so you can imagine the changes were drastic, took time.
Drastic took time. So, where more time pass, more drastic is the, I don't know, the changes, the operations, the things, the organs and the things they put on them. I'm sorry, I really try to understand everything. I'm really sorry. Okay, let's continue.
Excruciating. Our bodies were changed slowly over that year. Our bones lengthened. Our muscle mass exploded. Our skins became calm and clear, and our very facial structures altered. Endless months of slow agony and endless screaming. The kind of screaming that makes your throat and even lungs burn, and your head feels it is about to burst through the lava-hot sensation being chowed to it by the nerves. Such pain.
See, like a really difficult transformation.
Without escape. But the pain was not the only bedfellow locked into our sarcophagi with us. There were the dreams. Dreams of beauty. Worlds so various and splendid that it strikes one dumb. Visions of the crusade. And the angel himself, our father, Sanguinius. Nightmares of betrayal and siege and final failure. Of battle and of death. For with the blood and its changing ways, also come the memory.
Wait, all the blood angels have these dreams? Something all of them have? Because the Jinseed, I don't know if I said that right. Because of that, they all have these dreams?
Memories of our Primarch Sanguinius, his struggles, his joys, his victories, and his final death at the hands of the arch-traitor, Horus Lupercal. The images, the dreams, the memories, the pain, the change, the year, locked away. You go through the midst of madness, its deepest, darkest.
This is another video I need to do about Horus Heresy, because I do very little about that.
As well, only then to rise and go through to the other side. All the while the angel is there. From the second the blood is transmitted, he is there. For it is the angel, his memory, his spirit, that meets us at the end of this journey, welcomes us back to the light of sanity, oft just before the sarcophagus is opened. Not all survive the ordeal. Many an aspirant has passed their last seconds enclosed in the sarcophagus. None have ever gone through the experience easily. All have, at least once in all of that time, wished for it to be over, irrespective of how.
Wait, so they put them in the sarcophagus and the transformation happen? Or this is a process they can... Because I understand, I want to understand they sleep everything in the sarcophagus, so the changes getting started. But the sarcophagus is one of the tests they pass to. So they sleep the sarcophagus in the final test, and then those who pass, they become the blood angels, and those who don't, they die.
When that lid is finally lifted, slid off by a coterie of sanguinary.
I'm really sorry if maybe they explained that very well in the video, but I really struggle to understand some things. So I'm really sorry about that. Okay, I'm really sorry. So please be gentle and don't be offensive in the commentaries. Okay. Okay, let's continue.
Priests. What comes out does not even mildly resemble that which went in. Either physically, what comes out does lifted, slid off by a coterie of sanguinary priests. What comes out does not even mildly resemble that which went in, either physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. When I awoke, I was calm, and greeted those who exhumed me as brothers. I soon looked upon my new visage, the perfect form, the incredible height and power, the clear skin, the golden hair. Yet my mind had changed as much as my body. My interior now matched my exterior. In every single way, I had been born anew. Few talk of it, few acknowledge it. The rage inside that box, not just due to the inherited feelings of our gene father, not only due to the curse of our seed and the subsequent curse from the forces of the enemy. No. Also simply by being locked in a box and left in agony for a year. Being shut away in the dark with...
Wait, for a year? Okay. No, let's continue.
Majesty. Like a thousand-folded blade, these layers of anger were not only added, but hardened, forged into our very souls. Our life had been pain.
No, sorry. I didn't get it. They get let into an entire year in the sarcophagus? Or it's just talk about the training. The training for most of the width of our training. I really get confused right now. Wait, let me back.
In a box and left in no. Also simply by being locked in a box and left in agony for a year.
Wait, so they get inside the sarcophagus for an entire year. Wow.
In the dark with nothing but pain and majesty. Like a thousand-folded blade, these layers of anger were not only added, but hardened, forged into our very souls. Our life had been pain, our emperor had been betrayed, and our father slain. The bright dream of a utopia stolen, the knowledge that the people of Baal were left in our misery, just to provide better candidates. The knowledge that we would know no other joy than to fight and then die for the emperor, our people, and our chapter. We sacrifice our humanity, our place amongst our people, for one reason alone: to defend them. Rage. We are the directed rage of the father betrayed, the angel slain, a dream destroyed, a people in directed rage of the rage. We are the directed rage of the father betrayed, the angel slain, a dream destroyed, a people in danger. I, Rubio Misaro, captain of the Blood Angels, a true son of Sanguinius, will never cease in my vigil.
So this is
any of my brethren are Astartes of the Blood Angels.
Again, this is from a book or something. This part, this quote is reading, has been reading. This story is from a book. Tell me in the commentaries, okay?
For without us, without the Blood Angels, without our constant vigil, without our constant war, without our constant rage, surely Imperium Nihilis, nearly a full half of the Imperium of Man, would fall.
Okay, that was cool. I have a lot of questions.
Listener. I'm Baldermort, and I wish to
Baldermort. That's how they say that. His name. Sorry, Baldermort. Okay.
Due to the forces and factions of the Warhammer 40K universe, today, finally, we discuss one of the most...
You have a really nice voice. How you feel? I gotta know that you have a really nice voice. Wow.
40K universe. Today, finally, we discuss one of the most romantically tragic, most intensely adored of all of the factions, the Sons of Sanguinius. The ninth of the Legiones Astartes, the Blood Angels.
The Blood Angels, yeah.
The Blood Angels have always been one of the greatest of the Emperor's legions of the Adeptus Astartes. Their constant struggle against their brutal nature, epitomized by the red thirst and the black rage, make them the most steadfast and mentally strong of all standard Space Marines.
Yeah, it's a little like the rage of in the Vampire the Masquerade, or maybe a little more, because they are more. I don't know if, but what the Space Marines, the Blood Angels, look more powerful than and then look more brutal. I don't know. Yeah, because they are more bigger than a normal human. So that is a little more dangerous than the Vampire the Masquerade blood test. Yeah, blood test. Yeah, I think that they rage. Yeah, rage.
Angels are almost incorruptible, even when compared to their brother Astartes, as every hour of every day they must resist the urge that comes with their gene seed. The urge to kill and tear and drink the blood of their enemies. The urge to unshackle themselves from discipline and sanity and wade into the berserk frenzy that haunts their every waking moment. Only through resisting temptation can one say that one has shown character and strength. This very act, the resisting of temptation, is the furnace by which the soul is steeled. The Blood Angels endure the furnace of the red thirst and the black rage every second of every day. Yet the character of the Blood Angels, with only a few exceptions, has remained stalwart for over 10.
So wait.
Every endure the furnace of temptation and has shown character and strength. This very act of the Emperor's legions of the Adeptus Astartes comes with their gene seed. The urge to kill and tear and drink the blood.
Wait, so they don't say they try to don't drink their bloods? The bloods
of their enemies.
That what?
The urge to unshackle themselves from discipline and sanity and wade into the berserk frenzy that haunts their every waking moment. Only through resisting temptation can one say that one has shown character and strength. This very act, the resisting of temptation, is the furnace by which the soul is.
So they try to resist what? The drink blood of the other people?
Steeled. The Blood Angels endure the furnace of the red thirst and the black rage every second of every day. Yet the character of the Blood Angels, with only a few exceptions, has remained.
They try to resist it to get in a frenzy, right? Okay, that must be really difficult.
Stalwart for over 10,000 years. But here is the ultimate rub. Time. Even the mightiest cliff can be eroded by the gentle lap of the waves given enough time. And thus the fate of even the most iron-willed Blood Angels is always a battle, not only against their urges, but against time. All of the Blood of Sanguinius know that they will inevitably succumb to one or both of these curses, and their lives of honor, endurance, and sacrifice will be washed away in a tide of rage that will reduce them to ravening beasts.
Yeah,
so the Blood Angels are also the most reckless.
So they always fight against this raging. Yeah, one time or another, they go to succumb to them. Oh, this must be really rough, difficult. I go start to say that this difficult. This is really difficult because imagine you pass for all the training, all the tests, and then you need to do. Your life is a test. Your life is a endless test. So for self-control, wow.
And aggressive of all of the loyalist legions. For compared to this horror, this fate of their last moments besmirching a lifetime of control and honor, death holds no fear and can be a blessing from the Emperor of Man. So now that I have set the scene, let us delve into the existing wisdom, the existing lore. To quote, the angelic host. The Blood Angels have always been staunch defenders of the Imperium, yet for all their accomplishments, they suffer from a fatal flaw. The Blood Angels carry an inner darkness that they must strive constantly to resist. It is this struggle that defines them, as much in their most glorious moments of victory as in their darkest hours of despair.
Sorry, but what happened if they fail to resist? The other Blood Angels need to kill them right then, the spot, or what happened?
Created during the legendary First Founding, The Blood Angels occupied the vanguard of the Great Crusade, aiding the Emperor in his bid to reunite humanity's colonies across the stars. Even then, their deeds were heroic, the Legion's battle brothers exemplifying the best that the Adeptus Astartes had to offer. The Blood Angels' accomplishments only reached new heights after they were reunited with their Primarch, Sanguinius. Angel-winged, beautiful in both body and mind, Sanguinius was arguably the greatest of his father's sons. Sanguinius' glory was that of a demigod, for he was a mighty warrior and an inspiring leader, and his sons followed him with unquestioning devotion, all through the days of the Great Crusade and into the mad darkness of the Horus Heresy. The Blood Angels fought at their Primarch's side. Inspired by Sanguinius' divine presence, the Blood Angels remained staunch in the Emperor's defense to the very end. Their bolters blazed from the ramparts.
It must be really difficult when they get killed.
Imperial Palace,
even
as the War Master came to seize his father's throne. And the Blood Angels were amongst the first loyalists to know of Chaos's defeat when Horus fell to the Emperor's wrath. For all their heroics, that conflict was to cost the Blood Angels dear. In the final desperate attack upon Horus's battle barge, the Vengeful Spirit, Sanguinius was slain in battle with the War Master himself. His death was but one of many blows that the Imperium suffered on that dreadful day. Yet for the Blood Angels, it was the most tragic by far. Sanguinius' sons shared a uniquely potent bond with their gene-sire, and his violent end scarred the Blood Angels in both flesh and spirit. It was the death of the Primarch that is believed to have triggered...
So they have a bond between Sanguinius and Dan. Yeah, I remember, I think it was Brick say, when Sanguinius died, they start to have this urging for blood. Just when they die. So before that, they don't have these kind of things. They don't have this this urge of making blood in the frenzy. Before this happened after Sanguinius. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if. Please tell me in the commentaries about that.
The onset of the Red Thirst, a terrible flaw within the Legion's gene seed. This curse spread slowly through the Blood Angels and their successive chapters.
Okay.
It tainted them with madness in the millennia that followed, becoming a sorrowful secret that undermined their every valorous deed. The Blood Angels and their successor chapters are renowned for their willingness to charge headlong into the guns of the foe. They face down the most suicidal odds, and their hunger for engaging in hand-to-hand combat is well known. Some have judged the Blood Angels over-eager for battle, calling them foolhardy, ill-disciplined, or even tainted. The truth is both more tragic and far more noble. The flaw caused by their Primarch's death is twofold. Its more common aspect is the excess of rage and violence known as the Red Thirst. It is a mark of shame to give in to this curse, and in any but the direst of circumstances. Consequently, the chapter's battle brothers...
So they don't have this before the Sanguinius die. They just had a normal chapter, and yeah, a normal one. This does happen after the death of Sanguinius, so if I understand that right.
Continually strive to master the rage inside and embody the noble ideals of their fallen Primarch. Yet no amount of self-control can save the sons of Sanguinius from the terrible madness known as the Black Rage.
The Black
On the
Rage.
eve before a battle, a Blood Angel may find himself gripped by apocalyptic visions. The sanity of the afflicted is shattered by a sudden sensory bombardment that plunges him into a spiral of blood madness. By apocalypse. On the eve before a battle, a Blood Angel may find himself gripped by apocalyptic visions.
Oh, so
the sanity of the afflicted is shattered by...
Before the battle, you start to have these dreamings. Okay.
A sudden sensory bombardment that plunges him into a spiral of blood madness, from which death is the only release. It is almost inevitable that this fate will eventually overtake every Blood Angel. Its onset more a matter of when than if.
They start to get crazy. crazy, not crazy, but they start to get this angry side of them. They start to have these dreams, and before the battles. Wait, I don't know that. Let me look back.
The sanity of the afflicted may find himself gripped by apocalyptic visions. The sanity of the afflicted is shattered by a sudden sensory bombardment that plunges him into a spiral of blood madness, from which...
Yeah, but the thing in time, so in time, in all these visions, all these dreamings, they start to get a little more,
death
rage.
Is the only release. It is almost inevitable that this fate will eventually overtake every blood angel. Its onset more a matter of when than if.
Okay. So every blood angel succumb to this in the end. Okay.
In the face of this stark reality, each battle brother seeks to know a glorious death in battle, rather than face the slow decline into bestial madness. The Blood Angel's heritage is not altogether a sorrowful one. They carry much of Sanguinius's grace and nobility within themselves, and echo his physical perfection. The Primarch's spiritual might also flows in his descendants' veins, its potency only increasing as the millennia pass. The Blood Angels are thus numbered amongst the most psychically gifted of all the Space Marine chapters. The power of the Blood Angels librarians flows from the chapter's conflicted duality. One moment it will manifest itself in angelic miracles, the next in savage explosions of bloodthirsty brutality.
Wait. The Psychers? Maybe I understand that wrong.
Increasing as the millennia pass. The Blood Angels are thus numbered amongst the most psychically gifted of all the Space Marine chapters.
What is supposed to be psychically gifted? They all Psychers? Or understand that in the wrong way? Understand that in the wrong way, sorry. I don't know. Okay.
The power of the Blood Angels librarians flows from the chapter's conflicted duality. One moment it will manifest itself in angelic miracles, the next in savage explosions of bloodthirsty brutality.
What is this angelic miracles?
Blood Angels librarians can easily use their minds to shield the innocent from danger, as they can to exsanguinate their enemies in sudden storms of gore.
So they're all kind of Psychers, so... Oh, they have a lot of psychs in the chapter? Yeah, chapter? I don't know. They have more psychs in the chapter than the others? Oh, I don't think that, because the Grey Knights, they are all Psychers, if I understand right. Yeah, they are Psychers, that's right. I don't know. Let's continue. No. Yeah, let's continue.
It is to the Blood Angels' credit that these formidable psychic abilities remain under their control and are used purely for the good of the...
So they are Psychers, but they get Psychers because they have the gene seed inside of them? Or just the Psychers children or recruits are selected?
Good intentions only go so far, however, especially in a time as dark as this. For all their nobility, the Blood Angels and their successor chapters are in decline. Each year brings a deepening of the madness, a worsening of the curse within their blood. Among some successor chapters, this phenomenon is especially pronounced, for their gene seed was harvested at a time when the flaw had already become far advanced. Tales abound of whole chapters slipping slowly into blood-mad insanity, edging ever closer to the precipice as their inner darkness gains control. Names such as the Knights of Blood or the Crimson Swords have gone down in infamy, declared renegade by the Adeptus Terra, or completely wiped out amid unwinnable conflicts of their own creation. Indeed, were any chapter to have fallen to the ruinous powers, it should surely have been the Blood Angels. Their genetic curse, coupled with their powers of warcraft, would seem to make them prime candidates. There are those amongst the Inquisition who are only too quick to make such assertions, and who watch the chapter keenly for signs of their inevitable fall. Yet the Blood Angels have remained loyal for 10,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
They harbor no more intent towards heresy now than they did on the day the War Master fell from grace.
So they are really, really loyal to the empire itself right now, the emperor, because the emperor is not, he is out there, but not there. Okay. They're one of the most loyal. Because after all, is Primarch died for the emperor. So yeah, if they have that pride of this is Primarch, then it should be like that. I think. That's what I think. Okay. And the training of them, maybe the training of them, yeah, this, I don't know, loyal side of things for the empire. I mean. Wait a minute, I need to do something. If every time you see me doing that, like this, it's because I drink water. Because again, my throat, I don't know if I said that right, is hurt. So wait a minute, I'm going to take a little more water, and I'm going to be back in a second. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Now I had water. I have some tea. So hot tea, tea. I don't know, something like that. For my throat. Hope I said that right. And yeah, let's continue. Sorry for the abrupt stop. Okay, let's continue.
Though they still stand proud, the Blood Angels are far from untouched by the creeping degeneration that afflicts their successors. The chapter must work harder and harder to maintain its fighting strength, for new recruits are lost just as frequently to the Black Rage as are veterans. Meanwhile, more battle brothers than ever choose glory.
Also, the recruits have much struggle to adjust to the Black Rage than the veterans, because yeah, they already are accustomed to this than the new recruits. But if the veterans, it say, is before Sanguinius' death or even after no, I don't think it is after Sanguinius' death, because yeah, I think it's more about before the Sanguinius' death, right? The new recruits start to struggle to become blood angels and to not succumb to the black, like what? Sorry,
Rage as are
Black Rage. Okay.
veterans. Meanwhile, more battle brothers than ever choose glorious deaths over ignominious madness, their reckless sacrifices leaving those who remain spread thinner still. Worse is the intensifying of the Black Rage. Once the chapter would lose perhaps a handful of battle brothers to this phenomenon in any given campaign. In recent years, it has not been unheard of for whole formations to plunge into their madness. To quote, Origins of the Blood Angels. The Space Marine Legions were the creations of the Emperor of Mankind.
Yeah.
This deific being created.
Alright, someone respond me about this. The Space Marines wasn't created by the Primarch. It was created by the Emperor, and then the Emperor give them to each Primarch based on the gene. The Emperor have some genes himself, so they create the Space Marines. Each one his chapter, and then when they find them, they give them to the Primarch, the soldiers, the Space Marines. So that is something someone explained to me before. I hope I said that right.
Incredible warriors to help him conquer the galaxy. Amongst these legions were the Blood Angels, who from their earliest days fought staunchly in the service of Emperor and Primarch both. Like all the great Space Marine legions, the Blood Angels were born from the dying flames of the Age of Strife. The risen Emperor had united the warring factions of Terra. Yet his vision did not end with one world, or even with the solar system in which it lay. His goal was nothing less than the reunification of scattered mankind, to bring the sundered worlds and realms of humanity under a single, beneficent rule.
Mm-hmm.
To do this, he would need a mighty army, an army unlike any that galaxy had ever seen, an army whose warriors knew no other loyalty than to their emperor, and whose bodies and minds were hardened to withstand unceasing war. The emperor had long ago refined the techniques of genetic manipulation, and he set these skills to work once again, forging 20 extraordinary super warriors to be his generals in the coming campaign. Thus were born the Primarchs of the Space Marine Legions.
Yeah.
Incredible beings whose martial powers were to be second only to those of the Emperor himself. Yeah.
The Primax was very powerful, but the Emperor was more. That makes sense. Because how I create super soldiers, oh, but they're powerful than me. Oh, I get freak. Sorry, I get. So sorry, I'm going to put a beep. I get. So yeah, that makes sense. Of course, you're going to do a little less powerful than him, so they can all have the control.
With all great labors, the genesis of the Space Marines did not go entirely according to design. The Emperor's plans for his Primarchs was to be undone even before it had properly begun. Without warning, the Primarchs disappeared, scattered throughout the galaxy by an unknown force. Though the loss of the Primarchs was a bitter blow, the Emperor was not dismayed for long. They could not be recreated, but their genetic records remained. And from these, the Emperor created the mighty Space Marine.
Yeah, that's exactly how people tell me in the commentaries. They disappear, but the Emperor has some of these genes, so they start to create the soldiers.
He had always intended his Primarchs to lead. It was at the head of these legions that the Emperor began his great crusade in earnest. Setting out from Terra, the Emperor led the Space Marines on a glorious campaign that sought to restore mankind to greatness.
Wait a minute. Sorry, I'm back. Sorry. Okay, let's continue.
No foe could withstand the onslaught of the Emperor's crusade. Despots, aliens, and demons fell to the relentless advance of the legions. Worlds previously enslaved and terrorized flocking willingly to the banner of the nascent Imperium. It was in the course of the Great Crusade that the lost Primarchs were at last reunited with their Emperor, taking up their rightful places as the masters of the legions. No mere warriors were the Primarchs. They were also shrewd and canny leaders of men, and under their command the righteous might of the Space Marines increased 100-fold. So it was...
I forgot this, but some of the Primarchs have the knowledge how to be generals, but they are cheating. Or they're learning how to become generals, because if I understand right, some of the Primarchs, they don't have, some of them they are taken by governments, people really important, but some of them are slaves and such a thing. So how they learn leadership and how to guide those Space Marines to battle. I remember I asked that before, but I don't remember if someone answered me that. Maybe they answered me, I don't remember. I'm sorry. Well, if someone can answer me again, so I'll be glad. Thank you.
Was that the forces of the Emperor surged onwards as never before, an unstoppable projection of humanity's will. New battlefronts opened up across the galaxy, and worlds were acclaimed by the thousand. Through it all, the Blood Angels and their Primarch, Sanguinius, fought at the Emperor's side, serving as honor guard to their beloved creator. Driven by fiery temperament, the Blood Angels swiftly earned a fearsome reputation as shock troops, which came to feed a rivalry between them and the World Eaters' Legion. Yet, in truth, the Blood Angels were never as berserk as the World Eaters, for the wise influence of Sanguinius tempered their bloodlust. Though he was yet in the early days of his legend, Sanguinius was thought to be the noblest of the Primarchs, and was ever deep in the Emperor's council. Even Horus, proud War Master of the Great Crusade, and Primarch of the Lunar Wolves, sensed a purity of spirit in Sanguinius that he could never match.
So Sanguinius was the most yeah, I remember Brick said that was most precious, most noble. Yeah, I said that right. If I not said that right, I going to put it was that was the most noble of the Primarchs, and everyone liked him. Just remember a little about the story for Balder of the Nordic story, and then was get killed by Loki, like Sanguinius get killed by Horus. And I remember a little about this story. Balder was loved by everyone, and then Loki was jealous by that. Like Horus would didn't. I don't know if Horus did like Sanguinius. That's interesting, but this I don't know why I just remember this story.
A oneness with their father that no other Primarch could ever hope to approach. While many of his brothers fought the Great Crusade solely out of the joy of battle, Sanguinius fought to secure the golden era of peace and prosperity that would surely follow. His vision was the Emperor's, a hope of mankind united in peace and prosperity. Alas, it was not to be. The Horus heresy. Just as it seemed the Emperor's dream could be fulfilled, the Great Crusade ended in the most terrible and unimaginable way. It came to pass that Horus, trusted War Master of the Great Crusade, turned his back upon the Emperor and embraced the shifting glories of the Chaos Gods. To him rallied nearly half of the armies of mankind, including many of the Space Marine legions, on what should have been the brink of a new age of glory.
Wait. Not just the Space Marine, but the army too? He split, not just the Space Marine, but the... yeah, because the Primarchs, they're like warlords of their planets, right? Something like that. So all their army go to the Chaos Lords too. Because, yeah, they follow the Primarch. Even if they're not the Space Marines.
It came to pass that Horus, trusted War Master of the Great Crusade, turned his back upon the Emperor and...
I think that I don't know if I say something wrong, so please explain in the commentaries if I say something wrong. Correct me, okay?
Embraced the shifting glories of the Chaos Gods. To him rallied nearly half of the armies of mankind, including many of the Space Marine legions. On what should have been the brink of a new age of glory, humanity was plunged into the bleakest war it had ever known. Untold billions of lives were sacrificed upon the altar of battle, every soul feeding the rapacious hunger of the Chaos Gods. If the Great Crusade was mankind's finest hour, then the Horus heresy was surely its blackest. Brother fought brother, with quarter neither offered nor given. Heroes were slain, worlds were burned, and the Emperor's dream of peace was shattered forever. In the midst of this darkness, the Blood Angels never wavered, but held true at the Emperor's side. The rivalry with the World Eaters now escalated into bitter enmity, as the two legions found themselves serving different masters, and their confrontations were to be amongst the hardest fought of that bloodiest of wars. It is said that Horus hated and feared Sanguinius more than any of his brothers, and wove many strategies to ensnare or slay him, though all failed. Yet for all of the might of the Emperor, for every effort of Sanguinius and the remaining loyalist Primarchs, the forces of Horus drove all before them. In too short a time, The Emperor of Mankind was assailed within his great palace on Terra. With only a comparative handful of loyal warriors at his side, he confronted the hosts of demons, traitors, and corrupted space marines that fought at the treacherous War Master's side. The Blood Angels led the defense of the Emperor's palace, never once losing heart, despite the terrible odds stacking against them. Alongside their battle brothers of the Imperial Fist Legion, the valorous yet overmatched soldiers of the Imperial Army and the grim Adeptus Custodes, the Blood Angels held the walls of that final bastion. Yet the war could not be won, or even survived, through defense alone. In a final desperate gambit, the Emperor took the fight to Horus's great battle barge, the Vengeful Spirit, teleporting into the heart of the enemy stronghold with the Blood Angels and Imperial Fists at his side. Only Space Marines could have withstood the horrors of that demon-haunted starship.
Also, the Blood Angels was there in the final battle. Wow. So they are important. I think other Beast Legions was, but wow. It was really cool. So loyal to the Emperor, they trust them to be there. If I understand that right.
And even they were sorely pressed. Sanguinius was swiftly separated from his comrades and, so the legends tell, was brought through artifice before the treacherous Horus. The War Master offered Sanguinius one final chance to renounce the Emperor, to join with Horus and his inevitable victory. Yet the Primarch of the Blood Angels held true and refused.
Yeah.
Thus rejected,
Loyal
Horus
to the end.
Rage and attacked him. Even at the peak of his powers, Sanguinius could not have hoped to prevail against the monster Horus had become, and the Primarch...
I think I need to learn a little more about the Sanguinius lore, because he looked like a really interesting Primarch, because he was loyal. I mean, until the end he was loyal. You know? That was really, really cool.
Was weary and wounded from his travails on Terra. When the Emperor at last entered Horus's sanctum, he found his rebellious War Master standing above Sanguinius' broken, bleeding corpse. In the battle that followed, Horus was finally vanquished, though the Emperor too was cast down near to death. There are many tales told of this final battle, though the exact facts are long lost. One detail remains constant in all of the recitations through all the millennia since.
The Blood Angels, they have the connection to the Primarch, right? To the Sanguinius, so they feel when he die. They had the feeling when they die.
Despite the Emperor's great power, he could never have bested Horus had not the blade of Sanguinius wrought a chink in the War Master's armor. The Imperium was for...
Wait a minute, sorry. Hi guys, sorry for the abrupt ending. That is because the video became really big, so I decided to cut them in 2 parts. So yeah, this is the end of the part 1. I hope you enjoy. I'm really sorry about all the English mistakes. I'm really sorry if sometimes I cannot be understandable. If you still don't understand something, please tell me in the commentaries. I'm really sorry. I really hope you enjoyed this video. So yeah, thank you for watching, and tomorrow I hope I'm going to post the part 2. Oh yeah, thank you, and I really hope you enjoy, and I really hope it was a boring video, and yeah, thank you for being here. Bye.